3 vacation nightmares that will make you never want to travel again. Ever feel like you need a vacation, a break from the mundane? Well, after hearing these stories, you might just prefer staying home. These are tales of ordinary vacations that took a terrifying turn, proving that sometimes the scariest things happen when you least expect them. Imagine this. A couple, Sarah and Mark, craving solitude, book a remote cabin nestled deep in the woods. The listing promised breathtaking views and complete isolation. No cell service, no internet, just the two of them and nature. Initially, it was everything they dreamed of: peace, tranquility, and the soothing sounds of the forest. They spent their days hiking, reading, and enjoying each other's company, completely disconnected from the outside world. Little did they know, they weren't as alone as they thought. The first night they heard it, a faint creaking sound like the house settling. They dismissed it, attributing it to the old wood. But the creaking persisted, growing louder each night, always around midnight. Then came the sounds of walking inside the cabin, even when they were both outside. It was a heavy, deliberate tread, as if someone, or something, was pacing back and forth. Fear began to creep in. One morning they woke to find furniture moved, even flipped over. A chair lay on its side, a table was askew. They hadn't touched anything. The unsettling feeling intensified. Finally, there was the scratching, a faint, persistent scratching sound outside the door, like fingernails dragging across the wood. It was enough to send shivers down their spines. One afternoon, while cleaning up, Sarah found something tucked away in a dusty corner, a small hand-carved wooden figurine. It was a tiny human figure, crudely made, but disturbingly detailed. The most unsettling thing about the figurine was its face, or rather the lack thereof. It had no eyes, just smooth blank wood where eyes should have been. They were certain they hadn't brought it with them. They searched their bags, their car, everywhere. The figurine was definitely not theirs. Where did it come from, and what did it mean? The questions haunted them. The fear became unbearable. They couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that something malevolent was in the cabin with them. They packed their bags and left in the middle of the night, not even bothering to clean up. They never looked back. When they tried to find the cabin listing online, it was gone. The rental website claimed no such property existed. It was as if the cabin had been erased from existence. To this day, Sarah and Mark refuse to go camping or stay in remote locations. The memory of the cabin and the unsettling figurine still haunts their dreams. Next, we have the story of a solo traveler, Alex, backpacking through Romania. Looking to save money, Alex booked a cheap hotel just outside a small, forgotten village. It was old, but charming, with an antique feel that Alex found appealing. The receptionist, an elderly woman with a knowing smile, handed Alex the key to room 306. As Alex walked down the dimly lit hallway, a sense of unease began to settle in. From the moment Alex entered room 306, the feeling of being watched was overwhelming. It was as if unseen eyes were constantly observing every move. Alex tried to shake it off, attributing it to travel fatigue. One evening, Alex was reading in bed when the wardrobe door slowly creaked open on its own. Alex jumped up, heart pounding, and slammed it shut. But the feeling of unease lingered. The next morning, Alex went to the front desk and asked the receptionist to switch rooms. The receptionist gave Alex a strange, knowing look, a look that sent chills down Alex's spine. She refused, saying the hotel was fully booked, even though Alex had seen only a handful of other guests. Later that day, Alex was scrolling through photos on their phone when they noticed something strange. A new photo, one they didn't remember taking. It was a picture of Alex sleeping in bed. The photo was taken from across the room in the dark. The timestamp read 4:24 a.m. Alex was horrified. Someone had been in their room watching them sleep. Alex checked the door, the windows. Everything was locked. How could someone have gotten in? And why? The questions swirled in Alex's mind, fueling their growing terror. Alex didn't hesitate. They packed their bags, threw the key on the front desk, and fled the hotel. They didn't even bother asking for a refund. They just wanted to get as far away from that place as possible. To this day, Alex refuses to stay in cheap hotels, especially in remote locations. The memory of room 306 and the chilling photo serves as a constant reminder of the night they were watched. Our final story takes us to the Outer Banks, where a family, the Millers, booked a gorgeous modern beach house right on the sand for their annual vacation. It was supposed to be a week of sunbathing, swimming, and bonfires. The first few days were idyllic. The Millers enjoyed the beach, the ocean, and the stunning sunsets. But soon, strange occurrences began to disrupt their peaceful getaway. It started with the mirrors. Sarah, the mother, noticed that her reflection seemed slightly delayed, as if it were lagging behind her movements. She dismissed it as a trick of the light, but the feeling of unease persisted. Then, one evening, while brushing her teeth, Emily, the teenage daughter, saw a shadowy figure in the mirror behind her. She turned around, but there was nothing there. She told her parents, but they brushed it off as an overactive imagination. The whispering started soon after, faint, unintelligible whispers that seemed to come from the walls, especially in the dark. The Millers tried to ignore it, but the whispers grew louder each night. One night, the power went out. The beach house plunged into darkness. The Millers huddled together trying to remain calm, but the whispering grew louder, more insistent. Then, they saw it, a shadowy figure watching them from the upstairs window. It was tall and gaunt, with glowing red eyes. The Millers screamed, paralyzed with fear. The figure remained there for what seemed like an eternity, its eyes fixed on them. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished. The power came back on, but the terror remained. The next morning, Sarah was getting ready in the bathroom when she looked in the mirror and saw something that made her blood run cold. Her reflection was smiling, but she wasn't. Her reflection was grinning, a wide, malevolent grin that didn't reach her eyes. It was as if something else was controlling her reflection, something evil. She screamed and ran from the bathroom. The Millers packed their bags and left the beach house immediately. They never returned. They couldn't shake the feeling that they had encountered something truly malevolent, something that had taken root in their home, away from home. These stories, though different in setting and characters, share common threads of horror. They all feature suspense and building tension, subtle clues and unexplained phenomena that leave you questioning reality. They tap into primal fears of isolation, the fear of being watched, and the uncanny, that unsettling feeling when something familiar becomes disturbingly strange. They leave you with a lingering sense of unease, a feeling that something is not quite right. Most importantly, they demonstrate how the ordinary can turn sinister, how a relaxing vacation can quickly become a terrifying nightmare. So, the next time you're planning a getaway, remember these stories. You never know what might be lurking just around the corner. If you enjoyed these chilling tales and want to hear more, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more horror content, and share this video with your friends who love a good scare. Also, let us know in the comments which story terrified you the most, and if you have any vacation horror stories of your own. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Stay safe, and happy travels, if you dare.